A person that I didn't know went to my website while I was sleeping and bought something. And we did 209,000 in sales in about 7 months. You don't need some agency that's gonna charge you 10K, 15K a month to do this stuff. Like, you don't need that. Facebook's making it so easy to run ads like on your own. They don't have to be flashy, fancy, don't even have to be high quality. You'd be surprised how much content people have in their phones right now that they're just not using.
The system is what prints money while you sleep. At any moment, we can press a button and get millions of eyeballs on our product, on our service.
This was the same store, same product, same website. The only thing that changed was the strategy we were using on ads.
We think we have to make the money. And it's like, no, things could make the money for us.
It's not like it was 10 years ago where you literally had to be a tech genius to make ads work. It's not like that anymore.
For the listeners or watcher, I just want to give tactic real quick.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
I've never ran an ad for my business before.
Okay.
What do I do right now?
Well, the first thing you're gonna want to do is...
Steven and Steven.
Good, my bro.
Thanks for being on the department.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be on here with you.
Yeah, dude. One of the things I like to do with these podcasts when I ask an expert, people who've been doing something for a long time, is to just quickly define something.
Yeah.
And for small business owners and entrepreneurs, can you define what's working right now when it comes to paying money to be seen?
For sure, man, for sure. I think, when it comes to ads, a lot of people have it confused and they feel like they can just run an ad, press a button, and voila, it's magic and it works. And that's not the case. Although Facebook is trying to get there and make it a lot easier for people to run ads, it's a little bit different than that. And the things that really drive your Facebook ads, there's 4 components, right? There's the offer, there's the content, there's the destination or landing page, and then there's the system on the back end. So in order to run effective Facebook ads, because Facebook is making it a lot easier to run ads, you have to have those 4 components dialed in. Because
repeat that again.
Yeah. The offer, the content, the destination or landing page, and the system on the back end.
Yep. And we call that the core 4.
Core 4.
That's the core 4 right there, right? Because Facebook is moving into this new era, right? It's like AI, like Meta is one of the fastest leaders in like taking action in AI. So they're infusing a lot of machine learning into the platform. So it's becoming a lot easier. Like, it's not like it was 10 years ago where you literally had to be a tech genius to make ads work. It's not like that anymore.
That's really cool. I mean, when did you guys get into ads?
Yeah, we got into
marketing?
ads. So we got into ads, this was like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
We were actually music artists. And so we started out as music artists, like rapping, singing. I was producing, engineering.
Yeah, we were dope, bro. Don't get it like
don't get it twisted.
Like we were dope. And I know a lot of independent artists say that, but we were listening to our music yesterday when we got in. We was
why wasn't this working? So we were music artists, and we had a dope brand, we had dope music, but we were making no money, right? Super broke. So we were like going in a hole, and we were like, dude, let's like figure out how to make some money online just to fund this music stuff, right? So we started like this Shopify store and went on and started watching YouTube videos to like run ads, basically. So we spent shout out to YouTube University.
Yeah.
We spent $5,000 in ads, spent 3 months trying to do it, and made 0 sales.
Spent $5K, 3 months.
Made no sales, right? So now we were more broke, right? So we were looking at each other like, okay, let's not do that again. So we decided to just find a mentor. We're like, let's just find a coach who already knows what they're doing, right? They have a proven process. They could just teach us this. So ironically, the coach was $5K too. So we paid this guy $5,000 to teach us what to do. And I'll never forget this in my entire life, because this guy comes in and he's like, oh, no wonder you guys aren't making any money. Bro, you're doing everything wrong, right? Your targeting's off, your creative's off, everything's off. Here, do this instead. We went home, did that, launched the ad, made a sale within 7 hours of the ad launching. So at that point, bro, by the way, that was the moment that defined everything for me, because I had realized, dude, a person that I didn't know went to my website while I was sleeping and bought something. So I'm like, okay, well, if I can do that once, I can do it 1,000,000 times. And I literally busted into his room and I was like, bro, get your spacesuit on, bro. We're about to go to the moon. right?
Yeah.
I actually didn't say that. I wish I would have though.
Nah, the feeling of that though, like I was actually driving to work because we had 9 to 5s at the time. I was driving to work and that Shopify cha-ching happened, and the exhilarating feeling that I felt from a $14.99 sale,
It was wild.
was crazy.
It was wild. But what I really learned from that situation is when it comes to running ads, like successfully, it has nothing to do with time. And has everything to do with your strategy.
So good.
Everything to do with your strategy.
Which is what is happening in your brain.
Yes.
Your mind blown moment
Yes.
is because it sat outside of time and space.
Yes.
And where we are raised to learn how to do things with our time and our muscles or whatever.
Correct.
But it's like, dang, in this case, I pushed a button and did stuff, and then it did stuff.
Yeah.
And in this case, it made money.
It made money for me.
Which is like, I think we have to make the money.
Right.
And it's like, no, things could make the money for us. Or like you say, the core 4 could make the money for us.
Yes. Yeah.
That's good.
And
I mean, as far as like principles, I think there's, because I always like to pull principles from like stories, and I get a sense of, number one, it's good that you failed.
Yes.
I like to say failed forward, or you failed first, because sometimes you don't even know what you're looking for when you even pay somebody, which is a whole nother thing to talk about, because the awareness, grew because you guys changed in that process of failing. Like
Exactly.
Failing does work on people.
It did. It definitely worked on us. And then the other big thing that we did though is when we found something that worked, we didn't try to reinvent the wheel, right? We just literally rinsed and repeated that same strategy over and over again. And we did 209,000 in sales in about 7 months, right? This was the same store, same product, same website. Everything was the same. The only thing that changed was the strategy we were using on ads.
Crazy.
And then
what was that thing? Do this instead. What was that?
So it was just like, I could give you that, but it's different now, right? So like back then it was like you had to have all these really intense targeting. So you would have like stacking 3 different boxes of targeting and do all this crazy stuff. You don't have to do any of that stuff anymore because AI is like literally taking over, and it's almost like a self-drive Tesla, right? It's like, here, just get in the car.
Yeah. But I think going back to the failing forward thing, that was really a defining moment for us because, I think successful entrepreneurs, like they have this ability to disable their doubt and amplify their ambition. And what I mean by that is God has blessed us with the ability to have perspective. And we have these 2 different lenses when it comes to perspective. Some people look at the lens of doubt, right? Everything that's happening in their life is negative. They're focused on, I spent $100 on ads, it didn't work, life is over, right? Or I didn't hit my goal this month, I'm having a pity party in the back, right? That's the doubt lens. But then there's the ambition lens, and this is what successful entrepreneurs do. They focus on the positive aspects of things when they're looking through that lens. They focus on, okay, well, I didn't hit my goal, but I made 10 sales this month, or I didn't hit my goal, I might have made $1 million, right? But they're always focused on the positive aspects of things. And when you do that and you start looking through life through the ambition lens, that's what pushes you forward. So to your point of failing forward, that's exactly what we did. Because like he said, we spent $10,000 on marketing, didn't make a single sale, kept pushing forward, and then ended up hitting our goal of $209,000 in 7 months. And then from that point, obviously, we learned a lot from that. But then we ended up selling the store. And when we sold the store, we realized like, we're actually like pretty good at creating a brand and actually packaging up assets and selling it, So at that point, we were still music artists. So what we decided to do was like, hey, let's try this on our music. And we were in Atlanta, Georgia at the time, and we did like an EDM kind of R&B hip hop vibe. That vibe wasn't going on in Atlanta at the time, by the way. Like that was nothing out there. But we decided to throw a live event on our own, used our own money, ran ads to the event, and sold the event out. Sold 100 tickets, was a super small venue.
Wow.
But what that taught us was like, we actually have the control in our hands. At any moment, we can press a button and get millions of eyeballs on our product, on our service. So from that point, we just took those principles and that strategy and started using it to, create our ad agency and then, start coaching others.
And I think that's really the biggest thing though, is the control, because so many business owners come to us with out of control
Yeah,
businesses.
they feel that.
That roller coaster ride that you're in, right? It's like a Six Flags. It's like 1 month I'm doing great. The next month I want to jump off a bridge, right? Ads allow you to have control. We literally look at it like having clients on tap. It's like literally like, okay, you need some more clients? Cool. Turn the tap on. And then when you get busy, you can't fulfill, turn it off.
Yep.
Right? And so that's what ads allow you to do.
So good.
And I don't know about you, but I like consistent sales and like predictable revenue.
Right? Dude, so good. That has been how personally my business has become predictable.
Yeah.
I think people don't realize like that is the goal.
Yeah.
The goal is to create something from our imagination and our being and our essence that you're good at. Maybe it's a gift or you're doing info, whatever it is, music. But a business is only as good as how predictable it is. And I've been through a journey where it's like, the goal is to create predictability so that I can turn on levers or we know what levers to turn on. It should be an equation. If we do this, then it should do this, and it just puts the ball. It actually is another way I like to put it is what you're trying to do with a business is you're trying to build an organism that is self-sustaining. And you do that by creating those functionalities. And like I've boiled down business. I guess my core 4 of business, I like to teach is it's lead gen, lead conversion, fulfillment, and then retention or ascension. But when it comes to like marketing, you don't have a business if you don't have leads.
Facts.
And I'll just be straight up. I guess most people think I'm the GOAT of building an audience and going organic. The thing is like there's so much in that. It takes a while. You got to get good. You got to learn yourself. You got to get good at communicating. You got to understand packaging. There is a lot there.
It's a lot.
But if you want to test something quick, don't feel ashamed. I used to feel ashamed to run ads because I'm such a brand audience guy.
Right.
And I know there's a tension and benefit and pro and con to all of it. The con to building a personal brand from scratch with no anything is, if that's how you think you're going to sustain your business, it's a little delusional.
Yeah.
And you actually just need to get good at teaching and finding a fresh way to say something. But what's funny about your guys' journey is Christine, who talked paid ads. She also is a musician.
Yeah.
That got caught up in it. This is just funny. You guys should actually connect while you guys are here.
We know Christine. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Shout out Christine.
But for the listeners or watcher, I just want to give tactic real quick, and then we can go on other stuff.
For sure.
Okay. I've never ran an ad for my business before.
Okay.
What do I do right now?
Well, the first thing you're going to want to do is don't boost your post, right? We talk about this a lot. Don't boost your post from the phone. I know Facebook makes it seem very enticing. They're like, hey, that video did great. You can reach another 20,000 people if you put $10 in. And you're like, okay, cool. And you do it, and then nothing happens, right? And the reason why is because all the powerful strategies and techniques are not on the boost function. They're in the back end of the ads manager. So you want to set up your business manager, business.facebook.com. Anybody can do it. It's free to set it up. You set it up and you run your ads from the ads manager, right? Okay. So at that point, it kind of depends on where they're at in their journey, right? If you're just getting started and you don't you don't have any data or anything like that, you'll probably just want to go inside of Facebook and just use Facebook's interests. Facebook has little things where you can put in interest and guys, it's very important to trust Facebook at this point because Facebook knows more about you and your audience than they know about themselves, right? Facebook collects 52,000 data points on every single profile on Facebook, right? I could barely name 52 things about myself.
For sure.
Yeah. Right? And Facebook knows 52,000 things. It's listening to your conversations. It's looking at what websites you're on Google. It looks at all that stuff. So it knows exactly who your ideal client is and what type of message they're going to resonate with. So you can literally just go in and let's just say if you're you're a fitness coach, you can go in and just type in weight loss or fitness, something really broad like that. Use broad targeting. That's what Facebook likes right now.
Okay.
Millions of people in your audience. It can be 10 million, 15, 20 million people in the audience. That's okay. So you select an interest like that, and then you just test some different creatives. You want to split test different types of creatives.
Break down creatives.
So a creative is what you use to actually run the ad. So it could be a video, it could be an image, it could be a carousel of multiple images, right?
What out of those three, what is like the...
We see video work the best usually but you want to split test images as well. We're actually seeing some images work.
Yeah, images
a lot.
Images are doing well too. But like overall, over our 10 years of running ads, videos have been the ones that perform the best. But there's this thing called the ad relevancy score that Facebook uses to kind of grade your ad. Because people have to understand, Facebook isn't a platform for advertisers. That's not why they made Facebook. They made Facebook for families and friends to connect and just have a good
human beings.
Exactly.
It's a social platform.
To have a good experience on Facebook and Instagram, right? So you got to think about this. When you're creating an ad, whether it be a picture or a video, you want to contribute to that platform and keeping people on the platform. You have to contribute. If you're not contributing to the platform, Facebook is going to ding you and your ads aren't going to perform as well. So you want to always create content that seems more native to the platform. You want to create content that's more scroll stopping. The hook is very important. The hook is the first 3 to 6 seconds of your video. And it's the same thing with organic content. But even with Facebook ads, a lot of people feel like they can just talk about what their offer is and boom, they're going to get a bunch of sales. But there's a structure to truly creating video ads and pictures that are actually going to have your video convert. So you start with the hook. You get to the value bridge where you're talking about the value and how you can help people. And then at the end, the part that people fail to do the most is assuming that people know what your offer is. I've seen countless ads where people have the hook right, they're adding the value, but then they forget to have a call to action at the end. And because of that, their CTR, which is their click-through rate, goes down, right? So you always want to make sure that you have those 3 elements: hook, value bridge, and the call to action. Tell people where you want them to go.
Click the link in this post.
Yes, very
like
simple.
that.
Very simple. So those are very important. Also, we like to lead with pain when we're creating our video content, because you got to think about this, right? People are attracted to pain. Pain is attractive. And that sounds crazy to say, but in the ads world, pain is very attractive, especially when you're talking to a cold audience, right? So think about this, right? Picture this. Like, let's just say that that you're walking down the street one day and a random person comes up to you and they're like, hey, yo, here's $100. Just take it. Take it. It's all good. Just take it. Don't ask me no questions. Take it. The first thing that I'm thinking in my head is like, yo, exactly. Yeah. Where did you get that money from?
Where'd you steal it from?
Yeah. Did you rob a bank for that? I'm not taking it, right? That's the same thing with your ads. If you're coming on your ads and you're telling people that you can help them make $1 million, they're going to be kind of skeptical. They're going to be like, yo, who's he? Who's this dude, right? Yeah. On the flip side, though, let's say you're walking down the street and you're struggling, right? You're dying of thirst and you feel like if you don't get a glass of water soon, like you will die, you will flatline. And that same person comes up to you and says, yo, here's a bottle of water. Just take it. I know you need it. You're not going to look at that person and question where that bottle of water came from. You're not going to analyze the seal to see if it was cracked open. Right. You're not going to shake it to see if there's backwash in it. You're literally opening it up and drinking it down the hatch, right?
And you know what's interesting why that is, though? So us as humans, we're born with 5 core emotions, right? We got joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. But if you notice, 4 out of those emotions are negative. Yep. So 4 of the 5 core, like, basic emotions that we're born with are negative, and that's why people are so negative.
Yeah.
And that's why people they will pay attention to negativity 4 times more than positive.
Yeah. Right? Dude, this is where the conversation of marketing and sales and persuasion, it comes from a belief of understanding human nature. And like, if that's the case, psychology. And I wrote down like psychology of sales or psychology of content, because I think people aren't thinking so much, because the same offer, I've heard this said before, you can have an offer and it could be a must be nice offer, or that same offer could be package positioned or presented in a I'm bleeding out.
100%.
Yeah. So basically that's something, again, in psychology is called the framing effect. So the framing effect is so fascinating to me, right? The framing effect literally says the way that you position the facts of something are actually more important than the facts themselves. Think about that. The way you position the facts is more important than the facts. So if you think about like a frame, so the framing effect, you think about a frame going around a picture. A frame is literally created to separate the painting from the rest of the wall. So it creates a focus, right? And so the same way that you create a frame to go around a picture to separate it from the wall you can create a frame around your offer to separate it from the rest of the market, from the rest of the competition.
Yeah.
And the way that you frame it makes a huge difference.
So
like,
good.
bro, you can literally have a $5 like picture from Walmart that you bought. But if you put like an amazing gold frame around it, it's gonna make the picture look better, even if it isn't even expensive. It's gonna make it look valuable.
And dude, so there's so much there because I love marketing, as you guys would know. And there was a house next door that got sold, and the people that bought it are moving in, and they're like, yeah, I wanted to see it. I was like, yeah, I've never got to see the inside the house. And so they bought all the furniture and they left everything, the previous owners. And so they have like a frame in the kitchen on top of the stove, and it's just a nice old little painting of like a countryside. I'm like, you could buy that from a thrift store, but because of the way it's at, which I think, so because literally it happened on today's coach call. Omar, you talk a lot about packaging and framing.
Mm-hmm.
I think people feel like it's noisy and distracting and everyone's saying the same thing, and they are.
Yes.
And the one thing you can do that has infinite opportunity is how you frame stuff.
Correct.
100%.
And there's different ways to frame it, right?
Yep.
So this kind of goes into our core four, right? So our very first element of the core four is the offer. Your offer has to be irresistible. It has to be mouth-watering status. If it's not, they're not even going to be interested in it, right? And so there are strategies that you can use to frame things. There's a lot of different ones, but like one we like to use a lot is story framing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you literally wrap whatever it is that you're selling, you wrap it in a story that makes that thing the hero of the story, right?
Good.
There's another one though, actually called the focus framing. Focus framing, and this is, again, it's so cool, man. We geek out on this stuff, but
Dude, literally, I joined a new mastermind.
yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah. And first call,
Yeah.
I noticed on the Zoom call, there's a countdown when I'm asking my question. I was like, oh, there's like a countdown you can put on Zoom.
That's
And I was
really
like,
interesting.
This is crazy.
It's
and
good though,
but
because
I always do my calls, and I always we go freaking 2.5 hours,
Us
guys.
too.
We
Us
go
too.
like, and so today I was like, we need a hard stop, and I was like, guys, put a 15-minute countdown.
That's
Hard.
smart.
Then
yeah.
okay, then they go, and they're like, oh my gosh, we found out you could take an HD photo of the entire group in the same place that you could add the countdown. I was like, what? And I just said, you guys, I just went marketing, vomit on everybody.
Yeah.
I said, I'm just gonna let you know what my brain's doing right now.
Right.
Email subject headline. I paid $50,000 for this unlock.
Yep.
And then an email where I'm just gonna share a couple Zoom tips.
But the crazy
but
thing
it's just Zoom tips.
yeah.
But I'm framing it
Yes.
around.
Exactly.
And so that's what you do with your focus framing is you're like the puppet master. You get to decide what people focus on.
Yep.
And so you can either get them to focus on the quantity of your offer, or you can get them to focus on the duration or the time. It just depends on what you want to, like, for instance, one of our clients is a company called Crumble Cookie, right? They're a pretty big brand and
Huge.
yeah. So we actually were the
Like
first
you said that like this, and I literally had a crumble cookie last night. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so they actually hired us to come in and train their in-house team of like 6 or 7 franchises in the Northeast, right? So we came in and we trained their in-house team. What we wanted to do is we wanted to build a lead generation campaign for them so they could start building their email list and phone list, right? So we came up with an offer to give as a giveaway, right? Which is something that works really, really well for lead generation. So we decided to give away some cookies. And we had 2 different split tests. We said, okay, we're going to give away, one was give away 12 cookies. And then one was give away free cookies for a year, right? So off the rip, like which one do you feel like won?
Give away 12 cookies or free cookies for a year? Free cookies for a year.
And all we did was we gave away 1 cookie per month for 12 months. So we're literally the same exact product framed differently.
Dang.
And we ended up collecting 13,000 leads in 2 weeks at less than $1 a lead.
Jeez.
It was absolutely, it was
Wait.
absolutely
I just want you to break that down because there's a lot of new business owners. Like, we collected 13,000 leads, which means name, phone number, email, potentially, and even more than that.
Exactly.
And actually with that though, that goes into, because I feel like your next question might be around lead generation.
Well, no, then $1 a lead, less than $1 a lead, meaning you spent cents to get people's information.
That's so big.
How do you get good at this?
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to testing for us. See, the one thing I know is that I don't know anything. And I just let the data tell me where to go. And that's what Facebook ads are the best at, right? When you can split test, let's say 5 different creatives, and Facebook's going to evenly distribute your budget across those 5 ones. And it's going to tell you with clear data which one is performing the best. It has nothing to do with your opinion, your emotion, nothing. It's going to tell you exactly what. And then when they click the link and they go to your landing page, you can do a split test, A/B split test, where half the traffic goes to one part and or one variation, and then half goes to the other variation. And again, it will tell you clear, defined opt-in rates. This one's converting at 15%. This one's converting at 35%. Go with that one and make that the winner, right? So it's about split testing and also understanding the metrics. I think it's about understanding what the data is trying to tell you. And that's something that, we've just learned over years, right? It becomes like a sixth sense. It's almost like you with content creation. Like you can look at a video and tell if like the aperture is off and like, or whatever it is, right? And it's the same thing with us. We can look at an ad and a funnel and the way things are set up and pretty much know if it's going to work or not. And even if we don't know, we'll know after running a very, very quick test.
Okay, well,
you know what I mean?
Since you say that, I shot an ad yesterday.
Did you?
On my phone.
Perfect.
You gonna show us some data?
No, I don't have the data. I want to show you
to see
the ad, and then I want you to, and this is just on my phone, and we put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
But like, let me see if you guys can hear it. Okay. Okay, so so I mean, take my phone.
Okay.
And I want you to like, you can either watch it through. You guys, I mean, this is cool.
If you're a business owner, you've been looking at content, social media, and YouTube all wrong. It's not about the subscribers and the followers. It's not even about the money you make from Google, which is sweet. That's in a year's time, 82,000. It's this number.
Okay.
700,000 hours of watch time.
Stop, dude, pause it, whatever came to mind.
So I think what I would test is taking that part where you're pointing to the YouTube dashboard and pull that to the front. I would test that. And then, but I would also test the one that you're currently doing right now. It looks fine. I think the only thing I would do, bro, is I would put captions on it, obviously.
Oh yeah, that's a raw video. But I'm saying on a principle standpoint.
Play from the beginning again.
So
if you're a business owner, you've been looking at content, social media, and YouTube all wrong.
Stop it right there.
There you go.
So that's your hook.
Yeah.
If you're a business owner, you've been looking at content and YouTube all wrong. Right there, you've added some mystery, and also you're hitting on a pain point. You're telling them that they've been looking at YouTube and content creation all wrong. That's a hook. So immediately, if I'm one of those business owners that's struggling with that, that's attractive to me because you hit on a pain point.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And you're also calling out your audience too, which is important. Yeah. Right. That's something that people tend to forget.
I mean, I'm asking from a place of like, I know I'm semi decent at this stuff. Like
Actually,
the YouTube Plex is a little credibility slide.
And I was gonna say the other thing too. That's the social proof, right? You got social proof behind you. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. Before you go,
dude, this is my biggest revelation right now that I'm learning to teach is like you could, and this, I mean, it's framing.
Yeah.
Is one thing, one photo, one video, one hook could communicate multiple things.
Yes.
And it should.
Yeah. And I learned this from thumbnail psychology on YouTube because the best YouTubers don't put text, they say so much in an image. Like MKBHD recently, tech YouTuber, said a review on Tesla's taxi stuff. And it's a photo of him in the back seat with a Tesla logo in the back of the headrest. So you know it's Tesla. And the steering wheel is blurry. No words.
Yeah.
And his face is like, so it's communicating so much. So anyway,
No,
and if you want to look at something else, you can.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say too is you called out business owners, right? One thing that we like to say, and this is good for anyone listening as far as ads go, messaging is the new targeting. So even if you're just getting started with ads, right? A lot of people are focused on the targeting, right? Like, let me target weight loss. Let me target veganism. Let me target this and that, right? But Facebook is getting so good now that you don't even have to get the targeting right in order to be successful. Because of AI, right?
It's listening.
Like Meta's, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news. Meta is buying up all these different AI companies and their machine learning is top notch, right? So when we're talking creative, right? Calling out your target audience is important, because now what Meta does, instead of pinpointing on the targeting, is they'll listen to the words you're saying and who you're calling out in your ad copy as well as in your voice, and they will actually target those people. They will literally show the ads to the people that you're calling out.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. When we first got into the game, it was very different, because we used to have to target and do pinpointed targeting and all this stuff. Now, though, as business owners, we don't even have to focus heavy on the targeting. I'll give you a perfect example. One of our clients, we did a split test, and we split tested between no targeting at all and very pinpointed entrepreneurial targeting, right? And their product is actually a product / service based entertainment opportunity for anyone to join, entrepreneurs or whoever. We split tested it, and the creative that performed the best was actually the broader targeting with no targeting, but just really pinpointed messaging. And he's doing close to 100K a month now, just off of that.
And this goes back to what we were saying before. Remember, Facebook's listening to your conversations, is watching your Google searches and everything. So it's gonna know exactly who that person is, even if they didn't signal for it on Facebook. Like, even if they didn't even go off and search. Like, perfect example, bro. I hurt my shoulder. I was in the gym. This is a couple months back. I hurt my shoulder, and I was telling I was literally having a conversation with my wife. Like, babe, I hurt my shoulder. Like, I don't know. I lifted too much, trying to keep up with him or whatever. And then, like, I literally go, like, later on that day, I go on my phone and I start getting hit with red light therapy devices. And I'm like, wait, what is this? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
And so that's another reason why paid ads are so powerful. It will literally interrupt people. It's called interruption marketing, with solutions to their problems that they didn't even know existed.
Yep.
And I think that's one of the biggest differences between paid and organic. Organic is great when people know what the solution is. They can go and search for it and find it. But a lot of times people don't know what the solution is.
Right.
So how are they going to search for something they don't know exists?
Exactly.
Dang.
And so paid ads will interrupt them with a solution that they didn't even know was there. And it honestly is like, if you really think about the awareness journey of like the marketing awareness journey of a client, it goes from top to bottom.
Yep.
Up here at the top, it's problem aware people. These are people who are aware that they have a problem. And then you move down, and this is the solution aware. These are people down here. This is for people who know they have a problem, and they also know what there's a solution. And then it goes down to product aware. There's an actual, they know what the product is that solves the problem. And then there's brand aware. They know the brands that sell the products. So the more and more you go down the funnel, the more aware you become. But if you look at up here, this is the largest segment of the market, are problem aware people who don't even know what the solution is.
Right.
And that's where most of the people live. So, there's like millions of people out there that need your product, need your service, but they don't even know what to search for. So how are they going to search for you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, it's good. No, honestly, this is the same way I teach YouTube is from the standpoint of the reason why most experts aren't seen is because they actually make videos with the solution as the packaging when people don't know the solution. So you make a video on macros when people don't know what macros even is. They just know that they can't lose weight, but they're middle-aged.
Exactly.
So and what are we bringing up? We're bringing up marketing principles. We're bringing up this. This will change if you just start thinking like this,
And
like a marketer.
I think the key of what you just said is they can't lose weight. That's a pain point.
Yep.
So it's about packaging, right? You have to lead with the pain point. Because it's all emotion based, right?
Yep.
You have to hit people in their feels in order for them to pay attention to you. But if you want, we can keep playing this.
Yeah, you're running just
All right.
for the.
All right, cool. Flex.
It's not even about
Status. Flex.
Status, big one.
What does this mean? I actually threw this in. See this? This is converted.
I could already feel the dragginess. It's draggy.
You could chop and make it, but That's a hook.
That's value too.
That's a hook.
Then we can make a second version and put the
That's a hook right there.
so that when you
People
say
spent
testing,
80 years on my YouTube channel. First of all, it's like a pattern interrupt.
Yeah.
like,
It's like,
what?
what are you talking about?
yeah,
YouTube hasn't even been around for 80 years. It doesn't even click in people's mind.
But my first thought goes like, but where's the problem in that? I mean, where's the pain in that?
Yeah.
The pain is
There's
in
no
the
pain.
beginning.
Okay,
But it doesn't always have to be
yeah.
pain.
So you're saying take that moment, put it at the front,
Yeah.
and then just be like, if you're not a business owner or entrepreneur, you think it's this, and then
Right.
just go.
Play
Yeah.
with different variations because
That's
you
really
said
good.
a lot there. But in the middle there, you were
so
giving
good.
status, but you were also giving them value at the same time.
Yeah.
And we call that the value bridge. So think about this, right? When people are online consuming content like they typically do, scrolling like zombies, right? They are bombarded with ads and distraction, right? So after you've done a good job of getting them to watch the first 3 to 6 seconds of your video, there's just more distractions. So the reason why we call it a value bridge is because there's a sea of distractions that you have to build a bridge over to get them to the other side of your video to actually get to the call to action. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for you, the value and the interesting part of this video is the fact that you start showing numbers, you start showing hours watched, you start showing the money that you're making. That's going to keep someone hooked to your video long enough for you to get to the call to action where they can actually take action on whatever it is you're offering.
Dude, it's so good. You know what I find encouraging that you pointed out with just watching that is, thanks for the free consultation, and is the concept that you don't need to make 1,000 pieces of content. Make a good one, and then spend the time or whatever to change it or have somebody else do it. But it's just cool. Like, I don't need to give someone, or I don't need to run just that video. I can run that video with the hook version. I can run that video with what I said in it and a photo and my
And
plaque.
this is one of the things that I love most about paid ads. Once you do find the one that works, bro,
Yeah.
you can run that thing for years. Bro, we've had ads that have literally ran for years.
Yeah.
That's
Right? Some of
that's
them,
fair.
most of them are just giving away the tip, like testimonial videos, right? UGC, people like clients that are
I like snap my neck out every time I do something.
Testimonial videos do really, really well with ads. We've had testimonial videos run for 3-4 years straight. Autopilot, generating us leads. Like
good.
literally while we're off doing other things.
Now, here's a tip with testimonial videos now, because it used to be where you could talk numbers like, hey, we helped this student do $500,000, $1 million. But now Facebook is getting really strict on number-based
Claims.
claims,
Not even
right?
Facebook, it's like the FTC.
Yeah.
It's like,
Dude, I have friends that have had entire YouTube channels, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers, just taken down.
too much claiming.
But it's like, some are like, I don't know why my content did, because it shouldn't have, but I think just they're over policing right now, and I think it'll work out. But anyway, it's real.
So
It's
that's
happening.
a quick tip for people that are running ads.
Yeah.
Like, be careful with the claims and the numbers, and comparison videos too, like weight loss videos. You can't do a before and after because it's considered like body shaming. And so there's certain no-nos that you want to do so that your account doesn't get restricted, which is another.
I mean, it's not another
topic.
conversation or another topic. Like, what are, like, okay, so you say transformational from a fitness standpoint. Then what would be like a way to communicate a transformation without the photo?
What I would say, as opposed to like showing pictures, I would do a testimonial, and I would say, hey, before I joined this program, I was struggling and I weighed 265 pounds.
Pain.
But now, because I've joined this program and I've done the work, I'm now down to X, Y, and Z. Because it's not an image, right? It's not a comparison image anymore. It's literally them giving their story.
Okay.
So you can slide with that.
Yeah, that's good.
Other things that you want to be aware of when it comes to like account restrictions is showing too much skin, right? Like if you're in that niche of fitness or whatever, sometimes like you can show too much skin and Facebook can feel like that's a negative thing and they can ding you for that. Obviously, the claims are another big one that you want to stay away from. Claims that you're making a certain amount of money, you want to stay from things like that. Marijuana, X-rated content, things like that. Facebook doesn't really allow that. Marijuana is now getting they're allowing you to do that if you let them know up front. There's like certain things that you can do on Facebook.
CBD type products.
Yeah. You can, when you're creating the ad, certain things like real estate, credit opportunities, things like that. If you create your ad, but before you launch it, you don't tell Facebook that you're doing that, they'll ding they might shut your account down. So when you're first creating your ad, at the campaign level, and I know this is kind of getting detailed, but at the campaign level, you can choose specific ads that you're running for specific industries so that you comply. Because with credit or housing or things like that, Facebook doesn't allow you to target everybody.
Yeah.
When you select that, you can only target a certain amount of people based off of that. So just different things
that's
like
good.
that.
That's good insight. But just because where I like pulling out opportunity, because people are sitting on marketing content and opportunity. Like if you are and you've been in business and you've had people that you've helped, real estate agent, maybe a text message that somebody sent, thank you so much. We never thought we could buy a home before. I want people to know that like getting, and Alex calls it proof. Alex Hormozi calls it just getting proof.
Yeah.
I didn't do a good job when I first started coaching and consulting of consolidating proof or getting those testimonials. And, but like over time you realize that like one level of getting good at sales and marketing is you get good at sales and marketing. The other level is letting people sell and market for you, which is why when you get to a place of proof, and you do, and some people are already at proof, you just haven't been capturing it or something.
Yes, a lot of people are at that level. Yeah. And another encouraging thing too is that, these ads that we're running on Facebook, they don't have to be flashy, fancy, don't even have to be high quality. Honestly, a lot of the ads that we run that are our best performers are ugly.
Crazy.
Like they're crazy ugly. Like even very, very basic screenshots, like you say, you can even take a text message screenshot and run that as a split test.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how much content people have in their phones right now that they're just not using.
Dude.
Yeah, another common one is, I don't know where my phone is, but on the iPhone Notes app, some people do like text on the Notes app and that'll be their video creative. Some people do sticky notes, all types of stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think about like that screenshot thing. You can use Instagram to record your ad, do the green screen effect and be like, I just had a client text me that, whatever. Like, I think it's like, now we're getting into like, this is fun. To me,
it is fun,
I'm like,
man.
I'm having fun marketing my business, telling people that I've helped, that have like their lives have been changed or whatever, it is that people do, which is really cool. Dude, it's so good.
Yeah, man. So we covered what, 2 of the elements so far? And just to be clear too, like these elements, these are the 4 elements that you must master. Like if you want to get like really good results with ads, profitable ads.
Last thing on content. There's something that come to mind. Because there's this whole thing right now where making funny ads.
Okay. Yeah.
So like, what's your thing with funny ads? Because I don't.
I mean, obviously it can work, right? If you look at people like Billie Jean, right? Billie Jean is marketing. He's been using funny ads for years. Yeah. And we know that those ads run for years because we can see it in the ads library. And you can also see that there's thousands of comments. Yep. So they work, right? People only run ads for that long for one reason, because it's been working. Yep. So we know that they work. We haven't really done a lot of funny ads ourselves, but we'd be interested to try.
Yeah. Which is crazy because we are the most clowninest
we like to clown
that you will ever meet. Like
100%.
Like we be clowning.
Just not so much online. It's crazy.
Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, I personally have like a pretty dry sense of humor. When I say that, people who understand dry sense of humor tend to laugh. Yeah. But no, I'm a knucklehead. But at the same time, there is a weird fear, and that's perception. I don't want people to think of me as the funny guy initially. Right. I want people to think of me like, bro, let's get.
What the deal is.
I'm standing on business. Is it not clocking? But all that to say, that's good to know. Because sometimes I'm like, when it seems out of character, that's only because I'm projecting, right?
For sure.
I see Alex Hormozi with his green friends or whatever, and I'm like.
Alex, by the way, it doesn't seem like he has a crazy sense of humor either, but he was there with his green friends.
He has a very dry sense of humor.
But it worked, right? But I just want to encourage anyone listening to lean into whatever your personality is. You don't have to be funny if you're not a funny person or you don't clown. Yeah. But lean into your personality and exaggerate it. And when you think you're exaggerating it too much, exaggerate it even more, because that's when you're probably doing enough to actually attract people, so just lean into you.
That's really good. Love it. Okay, so that was content. We got offer down.
Yep.
Remind me what we talked about with offer.
So offer, we talked about how framing the offer,
Yeah.
the way that you position it and frame it is actually more important than your offer itself.
Good.
So when you do that, now you have something mouthwatering that people can, that they want.
Yep.
The next step is creative. We talked about that. It's got to be scroll stopping, because if they don't stop scrolling, they're not going to see anything else, right?
Yep.
Then they click the ad. Now the next third part is called the destination. Now this is going to change depending on, whoever it is, right? It might be a funnel, it might be a landing page, it might be an e-commerce website. It just depends, right? But this is the destination where people actually sign up or register or buy whatever. So that page has to be designed based off human psychology, right? And there are certain things that you should say and not say on your page. And there are just certain elements that you must have on that page. And if you don't have these elements on the page, you're going to basically see people just bouncing off your site like a trampoline, right?
Dang.
You're going to be like, why are all these people hitting my site and everyone's leaving?
Yeah, and I'll bring up something that I know people potentially are thinking, and that's the reason why that website you made or that launch you had and like nobody bought was literally because of the words that you use. It didn't connect, but they connect with us because it's been inside of us. We've been thinking about it forever.
Yeah.
And that first call that I had in that new mastermind I joined, one couple was like, they do homestead stuff. And they were like, oh yeah, we did something to our landing page that increased signups by 18%. And it was honestly, it was falling leaves. When you go onto the page, falling leaves. But like,
interesting.
And the funny thing is, as we're even talking about it, when you say it has to adhere to human psychology, which is funny because I don't think if you go to a college for marketing, I don't know if psychology is like attached to it, and it has to be. You almost have to become a psychologist.
You do.
Yeah.
You 100% do, because like, if you study like copywriting, right? Like writing sales copy, which is copy is the words on pages. Any copywriter will tell you that you should spend 80% of your time crafting your headline. Because if the headline doesn't strike them or pull them in, they're not even going to scroll down and see the rest of your page.
Yeah.
So the headline has to be like, it has to answer the question, what is in it for me?
Boom.
That's what it has to be. And a lot of times people craft headlines that are just like what they want to say, right? So the headline has to be fire. It's got to pull them in. Another element that you need to have on there is social proof. Social proof is very, very important, especially in today's age.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are in a very, very big trust recession, right? Online's great, right? Internet's amazing, but it's opening up so much opportunity for everybody. And it's also creating this trust gap, right? So social proof is going to be very, very necessary. And again, this goes back to psychology. There's something called the herd effect. Robert Cialdini actually talks about it in his book, Influence. It's called the herd effect. And it just basically says, when you don't know what to do, you will look to others for guidance. So I'll put it to you like this. Let's just say you were in a different city, like you went to an event or a mastermind. You're in the city and you're trying to find the mastermind and you don't know where you're at. You're lost. And then you look to your right and you see this massive crowd of people going in this one direction. You're going to automatically think that crowd knows something that you don't.
100.
Even if they're going in the wrong direction. So we tend to follow the herd. That's the herd effect. And so the way that translates to your page is you have to have social proof. People who are already saying, I tried this, it works, right? And if you don't have that, people are going to think the opposite. They're going to think, well, am I the first person to ever buy from this company or what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And it's going to work against you.
That's really good.
So
what would you say to somebody that doesn't have proof yet? I think about a guy in my program who he's grown his YouTube channel to over 100,000 subscribers doing something, but now he wants to help other people do that. And I say all that to say there are people who are like, well, I don't have the social proof or I don't have the testimonials.
Right.
I don't even know if I've even succeeded myself, and it's okay to get real. You guys want to get real?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you leverage something that you don't tangibly have?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of times when you don't have success with other people, you do have success with yourself at least.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times you are your first case study. And I think a lot of people miss that, right? They're like, well, I don't have any social proof. I haven't helped anybody. Well, what have you done?
Good.
And then when we dig into that a little bit more, people start to get these false beliefs of like, oh yeah, well, I haven't really done that much. I'm not in the position to coach, right? But we always tell people, coach from where you're at.
Mm.
Most likely you are in a place where somebody else wants to be. Even if like you're not at your absolute ultimate goal, you have done more than probably 50, 60, 70% of people already. So just start there. Like when we first started our coaching program, we had only done almost a quarter million in sales. So we can only teach from there.
Yep.
We hadn't made millions yet.
And you know what's interesting too is, and I always tell the story, but when we first got started and had some success in e-commerce, we decided like pretty quickly that we were going to jump into coaching and like helping others. And there was so many people that were doing better than us in e-commerce, mind you, that said to us, yo, you shouldn't do that. Y'all haven't done enough. You aren't generating millions of dollars yet. I don't think it's a good idea yet, right? And thank God we didn't listen to them, because the lives that have been changed has been absolutely amazing. But another part of your question was like, what about for someone who hasn't really done anything yet, right? When we first started, and we did have a little bit of social proof, but we wanted more. What we decided to do was connect with like people that were bigger than us that needed our zone of genius, right? So we started connecting with like big time music producers who had the audience, who we knew that if we could just get some ads on and help them, it could change their business too. And we offered that service for free, right?
That's good.
So to anyone listening right now, be strategic about people that you might want to help, that can then have a megaphone and be like, their business is amazing. That's what we did, right? We collaborated with others because we didn't yet have all of the social proof. So we just collaborated with someone who we could get the social proof. And when you do it, you always let them know, hey, I'm willing to do this for you for free, but I need in exchange a fire testimonial from you.
Yeah.
And you get that testimonial, and then you start running ads to that testimonial. You put it on your landing page, and that starts to build the trust.
Let the games begin.
Yeah.
Yep.
The principle in this is pay. It's your cost as a business owner to pay for that testimonial. And you're doing that by either offering your services at a discounted or free rate, and then getting people the actual result. Yeah, and here's what's really cool about this, because in marketing and sales, you could regurgitate stuff, or you could talk about stuff that actually happened.
Yep.
And the way you talk when things actually happened and things you actually did, it just comes off from a deeper essence.
Authentic.
Yes.
And I helped a company locally here go from, they were spending $15,000 on ad spend, and they were making $30,000 in return. Was that, what would you say that?
That's a 2x.
2x ROAS.
ROAS. Look at
Return on ad spend.
Let's
which
go.
By the way, dude, lately 1,400% is my ROAS.
Really?
Turn up. Okay. Anyway, so
I told you that was going to happen from the beginning.
yeah. So then I start helping this company, and they get to a place where they made $30,000 more when they started working with me. Then the next month was 60,000. Then the next month was 90, and it kept going till they hit $250,000 in a month.
Come on.
And they were like, should we fire this guy? I said, yeah, Now I'm telling a story with so much conviction that I could freaking blow up your business. So that came, and I didn't, and the reality is I was underpaid for that. I was underpaid. I had no commission structure tied to that, but the story is more valuable than the commission I could have made.
Yeah.
And everything that came after that,
100.
because of that,
Yeah.
is way more than you would have ever charged them.
All day.
Absolutely.
And that's the key.
Yeah.
And with truth comes conviction. Instead of, because now it comes from your experience. Like, you did this for that company, so you have that truth within you. So now when you speak it, you have way more conviction and confidence, as opposed to saying, hey, well, so-and-so did this and this was my coach. Like, you're actually saying, yo, I did this for somebody. So that conviction helps too, especially for people that might struggle with selling. When you have that conviction and the truth, and you know that it works, it's a lot easier to be more confident as
100.
well.
Yeah, I know. That was tangenty, but we were at we're at page. What your page on the top should
the
say.
landing page. Yeah.
And you said something very, very clear, and it was what is in it for them.
Yes.
Like, I mean, it's such a good and this is where selling is serving, right? It's like, just always obsess over what do they want. So anytime because sometimes I can leverage, here's me, but I'm getting tired of that personally.
Yeah.
And I also know it's not as powerful as you,
Yeah.
you know?
100%,
Yeah.
man. So those are a couple things on and there's more. Obviously, we can literally have like a 5-hour masterclass.
Okay,
on that.
just give me like one that crushed.
For like landing pages.
Landing page headline that absolutely crushed.
Okay, so like let's think of the what you want to do, lead generation, or do you want to do like booking call? Because there's so many different types.
Let's do, because let's do lead gen, because most people should be running ads to generate leads.
Okay. What's one that worked for us? Don't make the one mistake, right? This is a big one. Don't make the one mistake that causes your ideal client to insert pain point, right? Something like that can work extremely well, right? Because it's talking about curiosity. It's like, don't make the one mistake. What is the one mistake? But then you're calling out the ideal client. Okay, this is for me. Because if you don't call them out, you're like, I don't know if this is for me. Am I in the right place?
Yeah.
And then causes them to huge pain point. You know what they're thinking. You know what keeps them up at night.
Yep.
Ultimately, that headline, it answers the question, do you understand me and what I'm going through? Because that's really why people sign up with your programs or buy your stuff, is because they feel understood.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what your headline
The
should
Crumble cookie one, was there a headline? What was the headline?
What was the headline?
So with Crumble, it was enter to win free cookies for 1 year.
That's what I thought it was.
Okay.
Just something like that.
because we just led with the straight
offer,
up.
the offer was so powerful, you don't even need
that's
to
so good.
say
But,
anything else.
but like if you're giving away a resource or something, it'd be like enter to
like for
create
instance,
whatever.
Yeah, we have like templatized like funnels at this point, and we always teach people that we work with to think about the most mouth-wateringest offer that you can ever think of that might make you feel uneasy about it, like you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Those are the offers you should give away. But to go back to headlines real quick before we move on.
Could we put just a landing page together with some of those best performing ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure. Another one is how to insert deepest desire, even if insert biggest pain point. That's another really powerful headline that you can use when you're trying to get people to opt into something.
That's good
as well.
Great.
Right.
I don't want to jump the gun, but like, what did you do with those 13,000 emails?
And this goes into the next part, which is the system, which is the perfect segue. I'm glad that you asked that. So, with the 13,000 emails, what we did was we threw them into an automated sequence, right? And that's number 4 of the core 4 framework, which is the system, right? Because you can run the best ads in the world. You could have the best content in the world. You could even have the best landing page and lead generation opt-in system in the world. And that's cool. And you can make some money from that. But if you don't have the system on the back end, the system is what prints money while you sleep.
Yep.
That's the system, right? So anytime that you're focused on heavy lead generation or heavy acquisition of customers, you always want to have this system in place. And when I say system, what I mean is automation on the back end, right? So for instance, let's just say that you collect 1,000 leads from your offer. Let's say it's a free lead magnet of some sort. You collect these 1,000 leads. Well, where do they go next? Number 1, you want to get into the nurture game. Right? You want to start nurturing them. So actually with us, with RFA, anytime you opt into any of our lead magnets, we have a 6-month automated email sequence that goes out every 4 days.
That's crazy.
And it's all just nurturing, testimonials, YouTube videos, training.
Yeah, it's so crazy where people will hit us up like, oh yeah, I've been getting your emails. I appreciate all that. And I'm over there like, I didn't send any of that.
Dude, and the cool thing is like the email isn't about the email. People need to know that the email is about you showing up consistently without having to think about it.
That part.
When I see people's names on my phone, that's it. It is not an accident that I ended up joining somebody's mastermind that I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
Just his emails come up. Do I even open up his emails? I don't, but I see his name.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Because out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
And when you're out of mind, you're out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
So good.
100%.
That's what it is.
That's a bar right there. I have a friend who put out a sick YouTube video, has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views, small channel. His email list grew 20,000 so far plus, but no nurture. And so he came the other day. He's like, yeah, dude, I haven't sent an email
Dropping the
since.
ball, man.
Yeah.
That's why we add this into our core 4, which is about Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Because you can run all these things, but if you're not nurturing people on the back end, you're not going to get the return on ad spend that you should be getting.
100%. For instance, because we have this nurture sequence, there's been people, actually recently, like probably 2 weeks ago, we had 2 people join one of our higher ticket programs that opted in almost a year ago and were silent, radio, like silent.
Right.
And then randomly they booked calls with us and they joined our program because of that nurture sequence, right? So business owners need to understand that you have to continuously show up, right? So that's number one, right? You want that nurturing sequence, right? And you have to understand that when you're nurturing, you do want to sprinkle in a little bit of text message marketing as well, SMS marketing, because on average, businesses that spend $1 on SMS marketing on average make about 36x return from text marketing, which is crazy. Email marketing is I think in the 20s or something.
I think that's
like that.
ROTS. Return on tech spend.
No, it's actually, yeah. ROTS. That's the worst acronym ever. What's your ROTS, bro?
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's like 70
It's
something.
70. It's 72 for
email return on ad spend is like every dollar is like around $30.
Yep.
And for text messaging, every dollar is around $70.
Yeah.
But this is the real thing that I want people to really wrap their minds around, right? We ran this lead generation campaign. We got 13,000 emails and phone numbers. Why is that important? Well, now let's just imagine you have an offer that you want to make tomorrow, or you have an event that you want to throw. You can text 13,000 people. Dude, on average on our campaigns, we're getting an average of 98% delivery rates on our text message campaigns. 98%.
Crazy.
And if people get a text message, they're opening it.
Yeah, 100.
Period. Like they're already staring at it like zombies.
Dude, you know what's a funny text message I get a lot? And I screenshot it and send to my bros. Is just like Dick's Sporting Goods. It's almost like they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
When I see their text like preview, it's like Dick's huge wide open sale. I'm just
that'll definitely get open.
I opted out of that one.
Opted out.
Good.
Yo, that's hilarious.
But
Man.
anyway.
Well, one thing that works really well too, because a lot of people are starting to do text marketing more. And I think a mistake that people make is they make it too structured, too corporate-y, right? And it's like, hey, Omar, are you ready to, and you can see that you're already like,
No, I'm not trying to.
But if you structure it more like a regular text message, and we even do something called manufactured mistakes, where we literally we put in intentional spelling mistakes and errors.
That's good.
So that it feels like a real person. And I'm like, and something like, hey Omar, I don't know if this makes sense for you. ... All of a sudden you're seeing that, you're like, wait, who was this texting me, and like what makes sense to me? What?
It's more conversation.
It just feels like someone who would text you.
Dude, it's so funny because I had Sophie send out an email yesterday, and some bug happened, or maybe an oversight. I mean, I don't care either way. Because when a mistake happens, I've learned you can actually leverage a mistake.
Yes, you can.
Or you could make a mistake on purpose. But yeah, people are like, my name's not Sophie, haha. My name is, so they're replying to the email.
Right.
I said, Soph, just reply and be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I messed up. By the way, here's the link.
Yep.
You know, like, so.
Those work really well. And one more thing with the system, because this is the last part that really ties it in.
By the way, this is like, it just says Dick's surprise.
Wow.
I'm like, why is that the first two? Okay.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So to tie it all in, to end the systems, the other thing you need with your system in order to make this money while you sleep is you need AI agents, right? You need AI to have conversations with people in the DMs, right? So we have an AI agent that we use for Instagram, and we closed some pretty big deals literally while we were sleeping, because the AI agent's job is to interact with people who message you, who might have questions, who inquire about certain things. Yep. And they're having a detailed conversation, know exactly that they've been trained on us, right? So they know exactly how to speak to someone. They know exactly what to sell them. And that has transformed our business as well. Just having that in the background, because like I'll wake up in the morning and I'll just kind of look to see what's been happening. And I'll see our AI agent just having conversations with people, booking calls, selling courses. So
yeah, and it's not like the old school like Manny chat flow, where it's like you have this very predetermined thing and that's all I can say. These are different, right?
Back and forth.
This is like literally connected to an LLM like ChatGPT or Claude or something. Wow. So like literally it's having full-blown contextual conversations with all the knowledge base on your business.
That's powerful.
It understands your tonality, right? We're actually having people come through our program that are like, they're paying $8K a month for setters that are literally just in the DMs, and we're in there like replacing these setters completely. And now, and they're doing a better job. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
because the setters, you need to train them on all of this stuff.
And they
the agent, you just give them all this stuff.
Exactly. And they need to take breaks. They need to sleep every once in a while. AI don't sleep.
They don't sleep.
It's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
They don't get emotional.
No
they don't need a mental health day.
No,
not looking
no
at Art
mental
just
health
because he did, but we know somebody that texted somebody and was like, I need to take a mental health day.
Oh, it's a real thing. Yeah.
Like, oh snap.
So in order to scale,
AI.
like because the ads, the content, the offer, landing page, all that stuff, that's great. But if you want to start scaling at a massive level, that's why you need the system in there so that you can have 10x, 20x.
And I'm telling you, once you get these 4 things dialed in, what we just talked about, running ads becomes effortless.
Yeah.
Because again, AI is like machine learning inside of Facebook will do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
If you knock these 4 core out, you go in, you start running ads, you're going to get way better results.
Dude, so good.
Period.
Yeah, something that comes to mind is just like for a beginner, because I started with Flowdesk, made my first $250,000 on Flowdesk.
Okay.
But Flowdesk can't text.
Right.
So then I'm moving to like go high level.
Right.
But so I'm just like, what are some good ones that you've seen that are like, okay, it's pretty good. Yes, pay the person if you're capable of paying the person.
Yeah.
For those that are like, right now, I'd like to, whatever. So
are you talking about ads or are you talking about softwares?
Software, like where you can capture emails and then also maybe text from and like all that stuff.
100%. Yeah. We use our Go High Level, right? So we have our own version of it called Communicate.
Why go high level or why Communicate? Yeah.
Literally because it does what used to take us 15 different softwares to do.
Which is what you would call a tech stack.
It's a tech stack and it's more like a stress stack. Right? Because literally we'd have 15 different windows open.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting all my passwords.
And then you need to tell them to talk to each other.
Exactly.
So there's an extra 16th window.
There's Zapier, something like that, right? So like literally we got rid of everything. We use Communicate for everything.
Yeah.
Literally one software. And it's almost mind-boggling how much stuff gets done so quickly. So without a doubt, recommend that one for that. And then in terms of like your ads side of things, if someone's interested in getting into ads, so you can run your own ads. This is what we say, right? Like a lot of people, what they do is they go off and they hire agencies, right? And we personally think that the agency is just a old model, right? It's not like, it's not gonna, it's like the Blockbuster video of the marketing world, right? It's going out of it. You don't need it anymore because all these tools are becoming so easy to use. Facebook's making it so easy to run ads for like on your own. You don't need some agency that's going to charge you 10K, 15K a month to do this stuff. Like you don't need that. Yeah. Right. You can literally do it yourself. Or if you're like a really high level person and you literally just don't have time, what we always say is find one person in your team or maybe your spouse or someone that you trust, have them trained. And now you've literally created what we call an in-house marketing agency. And now that's the future. That's where everything's going. And it's not even the future, it's the present.
It's happening
now. Like it's happening now. And I'm not talking small businesses, even people who are doing 7-8 figures, they're even realizing this, right? And they're like, oh, why am I paying these agencies? Because you got to think about the agency model, right? An agency model that it's not set up to benefit the client. Because the more you scale an agency, the more accounts you have. Right. The more accounts you have, the less time and energy you're going to put into each one. Yeah. Right. So if you sign up for an agency, dude, you got to know that you're not their only client. Yeah. You know they have like 500 other clients that they're servicing. It's virtually impossible for that agency to understand the nooks and crannies and nuances of your business.
It's not their baby. You know what I'm saying? So whereas if you hire someone in-house, like a spouse or someone that you're close with, it's their baby. They're going to pay attention and care to it. And that's what we did for Crumble Cookie, right? Like we trained their in-house team. Yeah. We do that for certain people that are higher level and just don't have time.
Yeah, even for Clay, like our VIP student, he came in, he was paying thousands a month for an agency. We came in, trained his team, and now his team gets better results than the agency. Crazy. So then he fired the agency, and now he has everything in-house. And so even if you're paying the same amount, let's just say like, okay, you pay an agency $5K, well, you got to pay this person in-house $5K. Well, what's the difference? I'm still paying $5K. Yeah, but this person is 100% dedicated to growing your business. Right. It's all they do. They wake up, eat, breathe, and sleep growing your business.
Yeah, no, that's really good. You know? Yeah, dude. I mean, something that comes to mind is because like I know a lot of like business owners and entrepreneurs are like, yeah, my teenage or young adult, kid could do this stuff because the young people know how to do content, which I think is a fair thought. I guess what I think about is like, how much should they be focusing on the day-to-day posting on these short form platforms or LinkedIn or whatever, YouTube, organic versus like the nurturing content and like on the skill level? Because I understand, I feel like they mesh, but in many cases they are two different skills.
Yeah, I think organic and paid definitely play well together. I mean, it goes without saying, if you have an organic brand, your ads are going to pop off.
Is it okay for me to say that you guys ran Myron's ads?
Of course.
Okay, so Myron goes all in on YouTube, builds this world-class premium personal brand on YouTube, and then starts running ads.
Right.
So like, how did that go? And what was the creative and the experience?
Yeah, so Myron came to us because he wanted to run ads for his event called Offer Mastery Live, which was like back in 2024, I think. And so Myron was not always about paid ads, right? Let's just put it that way. He was like, I hate ads.
And even I mean, I carry some of that too. Because he's like, paid ads, you usually like, what does this person got to sell me?
Yeah.
Whereas like on YouTube, people are like, I want to buy from you.
Correct.
However, we're talking about someone who put in the work to build that organic audience and awareness on his face and his essence. But
yeah, so we went in and we basically set everything up to set up all the ads. We ran all the ads for Offer Mastery Live. We spent around in ads, made in sales. So a little bit more than 7x. First thing that we did. And then he was like, okay, well, let's keep this going, right?
Yeah.
So
how many times would you trade?
Right, exactly. So now we actually run all the ads for his Make More Offers challenge, and we've been doing so for now about a year.
Yep.
We've been profitable every single month. And part of that is because of, again, Myron is a prolific content creator, right? He's really good at creating content that captures people, and he's built a brand. So it's partly because of that. But it's partly because of the strategies we used, right? He had data, we leveraged the data, and we got him results quick, right? So, and there's so many businesses out there that have so much data that they're sitting on, and they have no idea they're even sitting on it. Yeah. They're like, where's all the data? And they're like sitting on it. It's in their Instagram account. And all we have to do is go in there, show you where it's at, how to extract it and how to use it. And they shoot off like a lightning bolt, bro.
That's it.
So,
and I think one of the biggest mistakes that higher level business owners make that might have brand is thinking that Facebook ads can't help them. Honestly, Facebook ads only amplifies what you're doing on the organic side, right? Because and another thing too, your ads perform better because when you continuously create content, there's a metric called CPM inside of Facebook ads, and it's your cost per 1,000 viewers. So basically,
it's so funny. It's like cost per milli, but it's like 1,000.
That's YouTube. That's
is that
YouTube.
Like Italy, Italian, European?
I don't know where they came up with that name.
Yeah. So it's your cost per 1,000 impressions is what Facebook uses CPM. So basically, that number is going to be how much it costs to get 1,000 people to see your ad. One thing that we've discovered from just running ads a lot is that the more you post content organically, like on these pages, the better your ads perform and the cheaper they are as well. So for those of y'all that might focus heavily on organic, you might want to also be doing Facebook ads because you're probably going to get a cheaper result than most people that don't have brand on their side. Yeah. So that's another
disclaimer though. Disclaimer: Facebook ads will make you lazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
dude, I've met so many business owners that they're like, all it takes is money. So they'll put in $800,000 to make $200,000, and they're like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, but I did nothing. Right? It all happened automatically.
Yeah.
You know, so like posting content takes a lot of time, you know? So like, because honestly, I'm the wrong person to ask that question because I hate posting content, right? Like I really do. Like we do it, but because we know it lowers our CPMs, meaning we get more bang for our buck.
Sure.
But honestly, like there's so many people out there that run ads and they hardly ever post any organic content at all. They just run ads and it still works for them.
And it's because it's 100% about the individual that needs the service or the product or whatever. That's why it works.
It's pinpointed.
And there's also a lot of people, they don't want to run ads because they don't want to feel like they're asking and selling.
Yeah.
But there are ways that you can run ads without asking.
Yep.
Right? So what we like to do is we actually like to take value-based content and run that as ads
So good.
for people like that.
Yep.
We're even testing that with Myron right now, where we're actually taking like trainings, like really like valuable trainings where he's just dropping gems. And that's the video. And by the way, it's like 10, 15 minute long video. It's not your typical ad. So when people see it, they're just sitting there watching this 15-minute video, this guy just dropping gem after gem after gem. And then so what happens is, again,
Giving you
psychology.
guys the data too of just them sitting.
Exactly.
So we're getting retention where people are like, all that good stuff. But then again, psychology kicks in, law of reciprocity.
Yep.
If he just dropped 15 minutes a game, I just feel inclined to click on the link and see whatever it is that's on that other side of that link. And the cool thing is we're not even giving a call to action on these videos. There's no call to action.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
And people will still click the link. So
yeah, I've had
that's
a friend who's been on the podcast who ran the podcast as an ad.
Yeah,
There you go.
You
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah.
We were on a podcast last week, and that's what they do is they run ads to the podcast, which is another way to kind of guarantee viewers on your podcast. But the difference is it's the right kind of viewers straight out the gate. There ain't no testing where YouTube's trying to figure out the audience for this. It's like, no, straight out of the gate, it's targeting those exact people that you want to see it.
That's what, I've said like, or I've thought of it's if you have a specific offer for a specific person and you have a specific ad, like you can print money.
Yes.
You know,
absolutely
yeah,
print money. And then if you want to take things to a whole nother level, what you do is you take that 15-minute video and you create something called a custom audience, which is basically just capturing all the people who watch 95% of that video, or even 75% of that time. You could take all those people. Now, would you say like someone who watched 75% of a 15-minute video, they're pretty warm, right? Take those people, you plug them into Facebook and say, hey, Facebook, you see these people right here? I want you to go out and find millions of other people who look, behave, and are interested in the same things as these people, but different people.
Yeah.
Millions of other people. It's called a lookalike audience. And you can start creating that. And then this is where the data just keeps getting,
That's the big
and it
hack
keeps
right there.
compounding. Like your AI, your pixel and your AI machine learning on Facebook, it just keeps getting smarter and smarter. And eventually you're going to just run ads, no targeting at all, just straight up broad, because it's like a machine that you've trained and it knows exactly who your ideal client is.
So
it's
good.
nuts, bro.
Yeah, anyone that we've like really scaled up to crazy levels, that's the strategy we use. We take their existing data, plug it into Facebook, create lookalike audiences, and start running ads to like super hyper targeted people that have never heard of the brand before, but that are highly interested in the products and services that we're promoting, which is that's the ultimate
we have
hack
clients
right
that spend hundreds of thousands a month, right? So you can take this to a very, very high level, like, but you don't have to start there, right? If someone's just getting started, I mean, literally, you can start with $10 a day and collect an amazing amount of results. Figure out if an offer is going to work within a few days, as opposed to going on YouTube and banging out videos for 6 months to hopefully get a couple link clicks. And like it just takes forever to validate an offer that way. But you can do that with $10 a day.
Yep.
3 days, you know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you guys watch what Alex did with his launch?
That was a masterclass, but on a higher level.
Yeah. I'd like to know from your guys' point of view, because I know he spent over $1 million in ads. I know he's been building his brand for 5 years. I know he went all in many cases, and then even won some insight. I'm getting a lot of insight on the post psychology from his point of view. Which one was like he truly gave everything away.
He did,
so that he can make content again and not ask.
100%.
But beyond that, on a marketing campaign to a launch, how was your guys' perception and observation?
Yeah. So he spent about $4 million on ads. And this is what he said on the training. He spent about $4 million on ads, and he was showing up everywhere. He did YouTube ads, a lot of Facebook and Instagram ads as well. It was his own money, so he invested that $4 million. So essentially what he did from a higher level is he went ads, right? And he used those principles too, core 4, right? He had his offer, right? He had the content. And if we zone in on the content, he created 40 pieces of content for his ads. And he was doing the funny ads. He was doing the creative ones. He was walking around with the green people. He was doing all of that. So 40 different creatives that they split tested, right? So that goes into our principles as well of creating the content, the scroll stopping content. Did that, ran them to a landing page to get them to sign up for this training, right? Now, the training that he did, if anyone knows about webinar principles and webinar structures, that's all he did, but on a higher level.
He just ran Russell's
playbook.
Which, by the way, I know he's in Russell's inner circle at one point.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's like his version and his stack of books is like the new.
But truth is truth, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because Russell learned that from other people.
Right, Dan Kennedy
and
Yeah.
the people that before that, like they've been running seminars.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Exactly. bro. Like,
Exactly. So like if we're looking at that, so let's break it down simply so everyone can understand this. Ads, right? Ads to a landing page with a crazy offer, right? Virtual event. That's where you're taking people to. Virtual event. On the virtual event, he followed the Russell webinar principles to the T, did his value stack at the end. The reason why he converted so well is because of the offer though, right? Because really he was selling the book, but he bundled in coaching. He bundled in, I think it was like 3-month, a 90-day trial of school. He had a crazy value stack as well to convert that offer at, I think it was 6K or 5K was his offer.
There was a 6K, and then those people got it presented in 18K.
Okay, I didn't know
in the back
that.
end.
Oh, perfect.
So the numbers, based on what I'm hearing, like online, total 4 million in ad spend, 105 million.
It's so stupid to even say.
105 million he converted on. He had $100 million day.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I literally was like, "What's Myron's award
kind
for
of
that
plaque-
joint?"
Yo, we were talking about this on the ride. We were like, yo, Myron could do something like that.
1000%.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But really, if you really think about it, man, what Alex did is he did the fundamentals really, really well
Yes.
at a really, really big level.
Yep.
Yes.
That's all he did. So that should be, again, very encouraging.
100.
Encouraging for everyone, because he didn't pull some magic trick that
No.
nobody knows about. He just did the basics, and he did it at a very big level, and he won very, very.
And
big.
I want for those of y'all that did register, also notice on the back end all the automations
Yeah, the nurture.
that were happening as well. Text marketing, email marketing. Hey, join now. You're missing the best part. Like the whole system was set up the right way too. So he knocked out all of the core 4 elements: offer,
Boom.
content, landing page, and system on the
Yep.
back end, and did a $100 million
and
plus
anyone
thing.
can win like that if you because the principles don't just work for Alex.
Yeah.
They work for anyone who worked them.
Yep. 100. Yeah. No, what's funny is like there's the 18K group. There's like 800 people in it, and it was presented in a way that was like, hey, if you're the type of person that doesn't need a sales call, but you already know, up, and then so we got 800 people in there, and then Layla posted in that group, and it was like, hey, if you guys want to come to Vegas, have dinner with us, this is for high rollers. It's 100K. Comment the word me. And then when I saw it, it was 85 me's. I was like, this is just nonstop, bro.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
because he did a lot of. I mean, his channel is all just free value anyway. So he hit him with the big bang this one time. Hit him with
cashed
the offer.
in on the digital equity he created by building his brand.
100%.
Yeah, fire stuff. I'd love to get in some questions. Let's
do it.
Just want to make sure. Where can people find you guys? And what do you got going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can obviously find us at Rich From Anywhere. You can go to richfromanywhere.com, check out our website. We got a bunch of cool stuff there. We also have an event coming up too. It's called the Profitable Ads Workshop.
Oh, sweet.
It's actually a 3-day event live on Zoom. And actually, we're going to be covering those 4 core principles. We're going to be going into deep detail on all those different principles. And we're going to give you guys templates, funnels, everything that's been working with us. We're going to go live. We're going to answer questions. It's going to be a banger.
Cool. We'll link it up in the show notes.
Yep.
Do any of you guys have a question about anything ads marketing?
That was amazing, guys. Super rich conversation. I appreciate what you shared. I'm feeling very inspired. I'm on the much lower end of the spectrum. I have a small YouTube channel. I'm trying to pivot from, I do software and data, and I'm trying to pivot from that to coaching other freelancers. I've been a freelancer for more than 20 years. I do multiple 6 figures per year, but I'd like to really focus in on the coaching. I've only had about 15 people reach out to me over the past year. So I'm wondering how you guys would approach running ads for someone with a very small response at this point. Would you even, or would you wait to build up your traffic a little bit more?
First and foremost, what's your coaching offer?
My coaching offer, what I'm trying to do is kind of following Omar's model. I'd like to do a free webinar to a challenge. Right now I'm trying to focus on like a tiny challenge, so like a one-on-one. And then that would be into probably a 1-year long coaching program.
Got you. So your lead generation system is going to be a free webinar, correct?
Either that or I could go direct to the tiny challenge.
Okay. So what I would do.
But have you done a discovery call?
Have I done a discovery call?
Yeah.
I've done them before. Yeah.
A discovery call is also
It also
an
is
offer.
a
Yep,
lead
it
magnet,
is.
essentially. Yeah.
What's your price point for your high ticket offer? Or do you have a price point yet?
I'd like to do about 10 grand a year.
10 grand a year. Okay. What I would do is, now it kind of depends on your target audience. If you're aiming for like higher level individuals, a discovery call probably makes more sense, because spending 3 days on a challenge for someone who's more high level, they might not do that. However, if you're focused on people who might not be as busy but just want to get into something, I would do paid ads to free webinar. From free webinar, pitch your tiny challenge. And what's the price point of your tiny challenge? Is it like 97 or?
I've been doing them for free based on Richmond Din's suggestion, like a 3-day.
Okay. If you're doing free, then you could go ads to free challenge.
Yeah.
Then there's no need to do a webinar. If it's a free challenge, I would go ads to free challenge to offer.
Yeah, I mean, but to answer your question, bro, like you should absolutely start running ads. Like yes, and yes. Because again, the data is going to, like, once you start running ads, what's going to happen is all these numbers are going to start popping up inside of Facebook. And these numbers are like a language that's telling you exactly what's going on, bro. Like it's telling you what's working, what's not working, how to change it, how to fix it. So you just need to learn how to actually read that language. And once you read that language, dude, you hold the key to infinite leads and infinite awareness to anything that you're doing, bro. Like it doesn't matter if you're just getting started or you've been doing it for years. You should, like, paid ads work for anybody. It's like, so absolutely, bro.
6-figure freelancers.
And you already have success, man. So you can literally just take, do you have testimonials, any case studies that you can leverage?
I mean, he's helped a lot of clients, kind of like your guys' journey. Would you say, Brandon, you resonate with a lot of what they've, like helping big companies? Nobody would really know who they are. Or
Have I helped big companies?
Or
say that again?
like how you've made your multiple 6 figures as a freelancer, helping with that type of stuff. You are the proof.
Yeah.
And even the results you've gotten, people like, bro has proof like crazy.
There you go. So yeah, just if you don't have all that on video though, it doesn't matter, right? So you got to get, if you don't already, start gathering testimonials, start gathering case studies, and start running those as split tests, because we see that UGC, user generated content, works really, really good. Top of funnel and middle of funnel. When we get into retarget, we didn't even really get to talk about retargeting at all, which is really the real sauce.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I mean, you should definitely run ads. If you have any like other specific questions about that, definitely let me know.
What's coming in mind right now?
I mean, it's all so new to me. So you were talking about, so I could be my own self case study.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to generate more traffic. So 15 people in a year sounds really small to me. So my idea with ads would be to just generate some more traffic so I can get more data. Because I've run a tiny challenge already. I have several of them who have reached out to me that I had conversations with. So I kind of know what they struggle with. And obviously I've been doing it for more than 20 years. So I know what the struggle is for freelancers, especially when they're getting started.
Have you ever ran ads before?
I've never run ads.
Oh.
Okay, well, bro, like,
Run the play, bro.
Here's the thing, bro. You've been doing this for years. You have a channel. No one knows anything. Like, I want you to assume that.
Healthy assumption.
Nobody even knows who you are. Like, nobody knows who we are. Nobody knows who Omar is.
Facts.
Right? Like,
bro, nobody knows Alex Hormozi, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, on Sunday, I'm at church. I'm like, none of these people know who Alex Hormozi is.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Myron, no one knows Myron. Like, like if you could just assume that and like, okay, there are literally like, you haven't even started scratching the surface whatsoever, man. So I don't want you to pinpoint and focus in on the fact that you've only had 10 or 15 like inquiries or whatever. Like, don't even focus on that because you haven't even really been promoting it. So just start putting your stuff out there and watch what starts to happen. And then again, just don't be, when you start running the ads and you start, getting traction, don't use your own emotions or opinions to make decisions. Just let the data tell you where to go and it will never lead you astray, bro. We've been running ads for a decade and our success rate is ridiculous. And it's not because we're geniuses. It's just because I'm so good at just letting the data tell me where to go. And it never lies. Data's never lied to me once.
Nope. Don't assume nothing. Just let the data tell you. There's been times where we've thought for sure, oh, this is gonna work, bro,
Yeah.
and the data said otherwise. So
Right.
just do that, bro, and you'll be good. But the key is though, don't just ask the question, because now we've given you some context here. Run the play now,
Facts.
right? Don't sleep on it. Like
Facts.
run the play, because that's how you're gonna get to the result.
Yeah.
That's good. Real quick, resources for, you were talking about nailing the creative. Any good resources for that?
For nailing your creative, so here's a gem. There's something called the Facebook ad library. Have you ever heard of it? Okay, so I don't know the exact, you can probably just Google Facebook ads library, but basically you can go onto this page and you can search for one of your competitors and you can pull up all of their ads that they're running right now. And you can literally go and spy on your biggest competitors and get inspiration from what they're doing. And that right there is, and if you really want to find the ones that are doing the best, scroll all the way down to the bottom and look for the ones that have been running the longest. Because there's only one reason that you run an ad for a long time, because it's working.
Boom.
Printing.
And so then you literally just take that and you put your own sauce on it. Don't like steal it, right? But like use it as inspiration. You know what I mean? So, bro, just that alone, bro.
Yeah, that's a gem right there.
Do you think yeah, if he has a 10K offer, yeah, I just think about like busy people. Yeah. Because part of his people are like, they're going to make 6 figures, so they might have a W-2 or they might have just a few clients.
Yeah, it could be a discovery call play
that's what
too.
I'm trying to like lean toward.
You could run ads. Maybe I think you should start here, because doing a 3-day challenge, that takes a lot of time on your part too. Start with the discovery call. So run ads to your discovery call, because that'll
VSL, video sales letter.
You definitely want to have a VSL in that process, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you run ads to a page that has a VSL on it, like 10-minute, 15-minute breakdown of what you do. And that VSL has to be crafted right. It has to be crafted with your ideal client in mind, right? All the different things that they're already thinking, like false beliefs that they have in their mind, false beliefs that they have about the thing that you're trying to get them to adopt, false beliefs about anything, right? Objections, all that stuff. Like, figure out all those things and then craft a VSL that just strategically dismantles every single one of those things. So by the time you get done with that VSL, they're just like, okay, well, how do I book a call with you, right? And then you do that. And then when they book a call, very important, the nurture sequence is going to be super important, man. You have to have reminders, email reminders. You have to have things being sent to them so that you can warm them up as much as possible. Because the only downfall running ads to straight discovery call is that it's just a very short time frame. It's a short window. They haven't built up a lot of time with you. But there's ways that you can build up that time in between though, right? You can, again, watching the VSL is one thing, having them watch other video content of you and just try to get them to get as many touch points as possible. You know, I think that's going to help with your discovery call rate or discovery call success. That way you're not showing, you're not talking to people who are just tire kickers, you know what I mean? Because that's the worst.
Yeah, but there's so much data in those discovery calls, because then on that, then you can custom offer, okay, based on where you're at, this is what the program could look like, and I think you're in a compile data at every level situation, even the calls themselves. Yeah,
and the discovery calls are really good too, because you can really like craft an offer for them, or like that, and that's what we do on discovery calls. Like we don't just try to sell something that they don't need, right? We literally we look at where they're at and what's the best thing that makes the most sense for you, and we pick an offer that makes the most sense for them. And a discovery call can do that. A webinar and a challenge is very difficult to do that, because you have so many different people that you're trying, you know what I mean? So like there's pros and cons to everything. I think it really comes down to just weighing out the pros and cons and what makes the most sense for your situation.
What's your thoughts on putting $25 down to book a call? Would you think that would work or not work?
You could do that. Just know, anytime you add a price to anything, your cost per lead is going to get much higher.
Oh yeah.
Right. So just keep that in mind.
But your quality is going to go up.
Your quality is definitely going to be a lot better. I wouldn't do that though. What I would do is I would just create a very detailed form that have specific questions, even income related questions, because then if they answer the income related question the wrong way, then you probably can't help them anyway. So then you don't have to actually get on the call with that person. So just make your form very detailed. And here's something to keep in mind too. Anytime you're running Facebook ads, your cost per lead is going to get higher when you add more questions to the form, but your quality of lead is also going to become higher. So don't be discouraged if you have a higher cost per lead using detailed form questions, because those leads are going to be way more quality than if you were to just ask for a name, phone number, and email.
That's amazing. Any ballpark ad spend initially?
What I would do for a free strategy call, I would do probably $20, $25 a day.
Yeah, that's a good place to start for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to ask that in the podcast. But that's why you stayed to the end. That's
Hopefully
why
that was
you
helpful,
stayed
man.
to the end. Not you, Brandon.
Great question, brother.
Even the people who are still on. All right. And then Tiffany.
I have not done ads successfully because I haven't had the knowledge. So this is right on time.
Awesome.
My brother Brandon wrapped up with one of my questions, which is, I'm starting out. I probably have like a $500 budget for ads right now, maybe $1,000.
Okay.
What would be your strategy? The play I like to run is masterclass at no cost to the participant, then to a paid boot camp, and then making an offer to a larger 6-month program.
Yeah.
So how would you suggest that I divide that budget to get people to come to each, to come to the first masterclass, then to the paid boot camp, and then on to the next?
Yeah. So what I would do, so you have $500 budget.
Is that per month or just total?
That's total. I'm just starting.
Gotcha.
So I would say if you have a $500 budget per month, I mean, I'm gonna say $10 a day to start with. That's about what, $10 a day, $70 a week. That's like close to $300 a month or so. That's what I would start with and obviously we get into detail here. For your initial ads that you run, $10 a day, take them to the free masterclass, right? Your whole goal right now isn't challenge registrations. Your whole goal is get as many webinar registrations as possible.
Collect leads.
Yep. Because the webinar is going to handle the sales for the 3-day event and then the higher ticket. So your main focus right now is ads to the masterclass. Do $10 a day there. That'll give you about $200 additional to use for retargeting ads. And I know you said you've run some ads before. I would use that other $200 to do retargeting ads, to retarget anyone that has hit your landing page, your webinar registration landing page. I'd be retargeting all of them with more community service type content where you're maybe educating people on your expertise. And I'd probably do $2 to $5 a day on the retarget, all going though to the masterclass.
Yeah. And even that $200 retarget, I would probably even break that down a little bit, and I'd allocate a little bit of that towards text marketing, email marketing, right? Because when you start collecting all these leads,
that's true. Yep.
Right, you're gonna have all these people that registered but didn't show up, because like even with free webinars, you're probably gonna have a 15 to 25% show rate, right? 75% of people who register don't even show up because people who don't pay attention, right? And that's just the way that it is. But so meanwhile, you got all these people in your database, all these leads that signed up for something. They showed some interest, but they didn't actually get to experience your webinar. So you want to text them and email them when your class is coming up, or maybe even send them a replay or something. But you definitely allocate a little bit of that budget towards text marketing as well. So do you have any text marketing stuff set up?
I have Flowdesk.
Oh,
Flowdesk.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So you can't text on Flowdesk, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely want to get a text messaging platform, dude. Like really just think about it. Everyone and their mother, sister, cousin, aunt, grandma, husband is on their phone.
Yeah.
So why would we, like, if you send a text message, they're going to see it and they're going to open it, right? So like, don't ignore that. Like definitely take advantage of the fact that everyone's just staring at their phone like zombies and just start hitting them where they're already looking. Like literally.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, so I would recommend getting Go High Level or some sort of CRM like that that you can use for text marketing, because that's gonna increase your show up rate the most is text messages. The emails are good too.
Yeah.
But if you want to maximize that show rate, you want to add some SMS marketing in there as well.
Yeah, SMS has been a game changer for us for text even for webinar show rates too. Because if you get people to register and you're not sending them text message reminders, your webinar show rate is going to be trash.
Yep.
No one's going to show up, right?
I think here's what I'm going to bring up, because like I try not to be so matter of fact,
Right.
Because dude, yeah, I mean, we're in the season we're at, where I'm sending a phone call. People, hey, Omar here. I just want to let you know there's not enough room in the web class that's happening in an hour that you signed up for.
Yeah.
So I'm letting you know, just show up 5 minutes early, and in the comments, let me know that you came here because of the call. And then people are coming on the web class.
That.
I'm here because of the call.
I like that.
But what sometimes, and by what I'm talking about is like recommending the stuff, because like Flowdesk is like very and that's what's tough, is like Flowdesk is so user friendly.
Yeah.
And then you tell somebody go run the Go High Level because of what it's capable of.
Yeah, I know.
But then you see the monstrosity of it all. It's robust.
Yeah, it is.
And that's where like I'm always torn as far as recommending. Yeah. Because and I try to do it from a place of like what I know. Yeah.
And it's all from a place of sincerity. Like the advice that I'm giving you, that we're giving you, is advice that I would give myself. And it's truly, yes, Go High Level is a robust system. Yes, there is a learning curve. But I know that the pain of the learning curve is going to be way less than the pain of you not texting people.
Dang.
You see what I'm saying? And so, and by the way, the cool thing is once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. You got it forever. And now you have this text messaging, like ability to be able to hit people on their phone, like for years and years and years. And how long do you plan on running your business for? Exactly.
Boom.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, so Art, we're no longer recommending Flowdesk. Dang it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they were smart, they would just add a text marketing feature. That's crazy that they don't.
Oh, I know it's crazy. But then, and I'm sure that I'm sure every solution is trying to be the one-stop shop.
Yeah. Yes,
it is.
It's just one of those things where it's
they
like
might get there eventually. But.
Yeah, because like I found a little bug with Go High Level, you know, and
there are bugs for sure.
And a big one of those bugs is just like, yeah, if you don't do the email thing the right way.
I told you about that.
Yeah.
The dedicated domain.
Yeah. Right. But then because we got a dedicated domain and then we set an email without the friggin' address.
Oh.
On the bottom of the email, like a footer.
Oh, that. Yes.
I mean, just like little things like that. Like, so I'm starting off, you know, but hey, the cost of learning, bro, you know,
that's it.
And the cost of ignorance.
The cost of ignorance is always more expensive.
Yeah. Bro, you guys, appreciate you. Thanks for answering those questions.
Absolutely. And, great questions, y'all.
Our pleasure.
This was rich. Actually rich from anywhere.
We'd like to make it that way.
No, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having us on here, man. Love the spot. Thanks for giving us game on the spot too.
Yeah.
Because that might be a play.
Yeah. Dude, by the way, even if we include this, I don't know if you will, but one of the reasons I just do that, do you see how they brought up something I forgot to bring up?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm a pretty good interviewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty curious.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of my philosophies on YouTube is if you upload a piece of content that is bulletproof, meaning it's the one video you need, then YouTube will distribute it.
Yeah.
But what are ways you can create a bulletproof piece of content?
That's the question.
Well, one thing is just like having a way of testing the information that's being delivered. So actually, I creating by yourself is one way to fail in that. Because
it really is.
But that's why I have Art when I do a solo episode. I still have Art.
You got a person.
So I'm delivering, but he's like, yeah, but what if you?
Yeah.
And then boom, bulletproof, another layer. So like all that to say, I believe this was one of the greatest podcasts on freaking paid ads, bro.
Thank
and
you,
marketing.
Bro.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that a lot, man. That means a lot coming from you.
Yeah.
Cool. And you're so right, dude. Like creating in a vacuum is so difficult. Like I find myself when I just create by myself, I'm like taking 100,000 takes. And then we do it live in front of an audience. It's like What is up
Just
with
hitting,
that?
Yeah.
hitting.
So crazy how that
Dude,
works.
I've been internally giving myself permission lately for how I show up, and it's a healthy assumption, and that is, if people are in the room to hear, and I'm supposed to stand on that stage or make that video or show up and teach that thing or whatever, that is 90% of the battle. Like,
Yeah.
I've already prepared myself for this moment.
Yes, exactly.
And so I've been giving myself the permission to just trust my expertise.
show up.
Just
and
show up.
just yeah, exactly.
Just do you.
Yeah. So I mean,
And this is great not example, but great practice of that, because literally, you show up to something like this, you don't really ever know what you're going to talk about.
right.
It's just like, let's just talk.
Yeah. But that's why
know?
in the downtime, you focus on getting better. You focus on coming up with frameworks.
Yep.
You focus on these things that are in your arsenal.
Yes.
But yeah, I didn't have time to like mentally prepare for Podcast Summit. There's 1,000 people that I knew were going to be there. And my,
How did that go, by the way?
bro, I'm like a celebrity.
No, you are, bro.
Bro, in
I saw
Atlanta,
your
bro,
video.
it's
You were-
weird. It's
you were
weird.
dropping them gems,
bro,
too.
I'm not even just a celebrity. Bro, I had to...
Art's a celebrity
I
now.
had to hire another videographer because we knew like it's
Yeah.
not gonna work.
Yeah.
So I paid another videographer and I flew him out to freaking film me. But anyway, that's how you know the brand's strong, is when your people's in your brand is strong,
Exactly.
That's
bro.
like, what's his name for Gary Vee? The first dude.
D-Rock.
D-Rock.
Yeah, no, I know. I literally used that name still. I say, yo, D-Rock me, or like that's the
Yeah.
job
Yeah.
title.
And then
But,
even the other
yeah.
guy, the brand strategist guy with the big beard, he's coming out now. Like he was like a Gary Vee guy. What's his
Oh
name?
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if we're gonna include this stuff in the podcast. I kind of want to, but
Yeah.
if we bleep his name, he's the one who put out a YouTube video, has 20,000 emails, didn't email anything. But he doesn't have like the business brain because he was in it.
Yeah.
So he was working. So now he's starting his business.
He
is.
He's but yeah,
growing
he helped
quick, too.
freaking Alex Ramosi and everything.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So but Atlanta, bro, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna open up with like, I want you to think of YouTube this way. Just 5-10 minutes,
Yeah.
because I can rant on YouTube forever. But then I'm like, but I don't want to talk about what I want to talk about. What are you guys struggling with? Like literally yell at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, let's hit it.
Perfect.
And so I do that for an additional 20 minutes.
And by the way, that's true
Service.
expert status.
Expert and service.
Because it's like, yo, ask
Yeah.
me whatever you're gonna ask me, and I'm going to deliver.
That's
you
our
an
that's
answer.
our favorite
what
way
we
to do it.
Yeah.
Like on the webinars and stuff, we're like, drop questions. Let's go.
Yeah, no, and it's, and I'm realizing because then what happened was they gave me the note and they were like, can you stay up longer?
Oh,
Like on the
Oh, okay.
and then I was like, I can. I was like, here's what we're gonna do, guys. So here I am, like doing Omar's talk, and I'm like, we have 2 microphones, one question at a time. Whoosh, whoosh. Line goes crazy, and then I'm like, sick. The reel's about to go crazy right now. I was like, question, yeah. And then people were just able to ask questions, and
That's what's up.
and so I say all that to say, I've been teaching the Bible at our church on Wednesday nights for the last 7 weeks. I don't have the capacity per se to put together slide decks and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's already in me. All I need to do is write down a few thoughts,
Yep.
and then
Little
trust
outline.
in my experience with the scriptures, because the people who are here are not my peers. I think that so all I'm saying is like when showing up, I've given myself permission to just like trust in the experiences and expertise, and
Yeah.
That's good, man.
And it's been serving me from a capacity standpoint. And I
And
realized,
you don't have to get anxious or
Oh, yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying?
and I'm not a
Like,
slide guy, honestly. Like I mean, like all right,
Yeah.
it's like, and then in learning, I learned it also from Myron. In learning, anyone who has slides, people take pictures of slides. When's the last time you referenced a picture of a slide you took at a
Facts.
conference?
100%.
So when actually, this is what happens when I go on a stage and I'm like, all right, everyone, write this down right now.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, upload 1 video a week or something simple.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I think that's finding your voice and learning how you are as an educator. And some people are incredible at slides. Freaking Alex, a slide per second. His
was like-
slides were his script.
How many was there? There was like 1,600 slides.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Every word was architected. But
Yeah,
anyway.
but he's got a crazy team doing all that kind of stuff
Yeah,
too. And it's
100.
like you got to work with what you got, and I like what you said as a way of doing it better, because it's way less setup and preparation. Right, the preparation is always happening.
yeah.
But then like when you're actually doing the thing, it's like, okay, do a couple little things, and just, I like that idea of like just going up in there and just trusting yourself to show up.
Because
And
is there
fill
a
in the
Facebook
gaps.
ads questions you guys can't answer?
No,
I mean, not really.
Right.
I don't think so at all.
I haven't.
And I think that Facebook is ever changing. So if someone does ask a question that we haven't seen yet, we'll have the answer.
Yeah, we go
within
and run the
week.
test and figure it out.
Beautiful. All
I
right.
love it.
You can wrap it.